Salutations, weary travelers. Blue Spice here. Today we'll be discussing Glimesh and Brime once again. Lunar is still looking pretty dead, so nothing new to cover there. Naturally, we'll start off with talking about Glimesh, and then we'll move on to Brime. As a bit of a side note, if you'd like for me to discuss other streaming sites more, such as Twitch or Trovo, or really any other site, then please do let me know. I also cover a variety of other topics. Anyhow, without further ado, here we go. In recent news, Glimesh has again started up their weekly meetings that are live for everyone to listen to and even contribute to. I strongly suggest listening in if you ever get the chance, and even if you can't make it to the meeting, they post all their chat logs and videos up on their YouTube channel. They've also hosted their first community event, that being on National Burrito Day, in which a few streamers showed off their cooking skills by creating various burritos. I hope to see more community events showcased like this, as it gives people new things to look at. They've also apparently launched something called Glimesh University, in which you essentially learn about new topics within their education channel. I personally hope to see some chess being taught, criminal justice, and possibly even some psychology. Now, before we get into this, let me make this clear: do not harass anyone mentioned in this video. Anyhow, here are the updates on Brime. Starting off, we'll be going over a few simple things. People are still having issues logging in, getting logged out, and registering. Hopefully these issues are fixed, as I imagine new users and current users would want to have easy access to the site. Another issue that we'll be discussing is the idea of paying to use basic tools on Brime. Essentially, they were stating that with one of their packages that you can pay for, you'll be able to gain access to clipping content and having VODs enabled for your streams. Now, not only is this absolutely disgusting, but it's a good way to ensure that very few people will want to use your site. Now, what I mean by this is that virtually every other site out there offers a form of clipping and VODs for free. Adding a pay-to-use feature on basic tools is ridiculous. Naturally, I posted this up on Twitter, and not even a few hours after they showed their idea, they backtracked and said that they wanted everyone to be included and to apologize to those who already paid for the feature. They gave them like free 2 months of the service. Now, let me make this very clear. I do not believe that they're being genuine. I believe that they had the intention of going through with the idea to pay to use Brime, but only backtracked because the community probably wouldn't like it. For a company that says a transparent, new live streaming platform, community focused, and creator driven, what it really means is made by streamers to get small streamers in their communities to pay heaps of cash for basic tools. Like, who actually came up with that idea? It's positively the greediest, most grinchy idea I've seen. Like Twitch, they even wouldn't be dumb enough to stoop to that kind of level. Now, again, thankfully, they were smart enough to realize how ridiculous it would be to use that, but it doesn't excuse them whatsoever that they did this and just tried to get away with doing it. So, moving on to the next section, in which this is by far one of the dumber things I've seen before on Brime. Sure, the original owner did a lot of messed up stuff, like a lot. And those of you who were there in the start can very easily back up those claims, especially since I've showed off the majority of the stupid stuff he's done. Anyhow, the CTO is back at it again. Now, to try to keep this as straightforward as possible, I'll be going off a timeline of events as it gets a bit messy. So, right after I was banned, Geekin, the CTO, decided to continue to lie to and manipulate the community. He starts off by claiming that he never doxed Tommy the developer, because it was quote-unquote public information. No, this is not readily available public information. This is something that he had to dig for. He looked up his name, went to his professional work account, and began posting these accounts in the Brime developer Discord as well as the main Brime Discord. He did this with malicious intent, as he was well aware of the fact that people would likely harass this individual and damage his career, in which they did. Geekin then again claimed that Tommy the dev ripped the female developer's code, that he stole it. This is a complete lie that I already showed, and even explained to him why it was a lie. He's now doubling down on that lie that he already originally tried to backtrack from a while ago. Geekin then starts to talk about how myself and the other developer have no idea what doxing is, and that he takes it seriously and how it's against Brime's TOS. Geekin very clearly doesn't understand what doxing is what he did is exactly that. He took personal information that was not readily available, sent it off into a massive Discord in which now thousands of people now have the ability to target and harass this individual, whose work will likely be affected. This is doxing and nothing less. Geekin very clearly doesn't care about Brime's TOS, Discord's TOS, or federal laws. If this developer so chose, he could easily sue Geekin for this, and even for defamation, as it damaged his career and reputation. Moving on, Geekin then starts talking about the support ticket that the developer wrote to the Brime support after Geekin doxed, slandered, and banned him. Geekin starts to claim that he never posted the developer's information in the main Discord, but only in the dev Discord. This is a complete lie. I already have screenshots of this. I posted this. I showed all of this. He showed this man's personal information in 2 separate Discords. And it doesn't matter if he sent it in one or the other. Doxing is doxing. Simple as that. He then moves on to claim that the majority of people causing issues in the Brime Discord are from the Glimesh Discord, as if it's Glimesh's fault that he acts in such a poor manner. Nothing whatsoever on Tommy the developer's end has been bad. He was extremely courteous and professional the entire way through this. The only person acting in a poor manner has been Geekin himself. I honestly can't imagine what he is thinking. Like, you start getting randomly upset at a developer for being in a Glimesh Discord, so you dox him, slander his name, and then ban him. And then after doing so, the developer that was banned goes out to the appropriate channels by making a support ticket, by contacting staff, and even writing to Discord. Because what you did was against TOS and it is illegal. You have the gall to act as if you were the victim, and as if you've done nothing wrong. It is ridiculous. He then continues to talk about the developer's support ticket, but then decides to stop because it's quote-unquote private. You're damn right it's private. You absolutely shouldn't be even sharing that piece of information in the first place. Like, imagine taking a support ticket and then going into a public Discord and talking trash about it. This is extremely unprofessional and outright disgusting. He then starts talking about how the developer that he was harassing probably has no clue that he, Geekin, owns a part of Brime. Good job. Not only are you completely garbage at being a CTO, but completely garbage at owning a site. Nothing you have done in these past few weeks has been professional, not even close. He then starts trying to play the victim, that he doesn't deserve to get called out on his lies and manipulation. He even states that he would have considered unbanning the developer, but since the developer opened a ticket with Discord, that he won't unban him. He then claims that he called the developer out in his bullshit, and that the developer panicked. At no point did you call anyone out. In fact, I called you out on your complete, utter lies, and you panicked and banned me. He then started talking about how the developer reported him to Discord for no good reason. Now, I've already covered why this is complete BS, as doxing is against TOS, among other things. So let's move on. He also started going off again on how he ripped another developer's code, which again is a lie that I've already proven to be false. He then starts talking about how the next day he'll consider unbanning him under a few conditions, and how he won't forgive him for making a false report. It's completely justifiable to make a report on that. Now, luckily, the developer he doxed is still in contact with me and showed me the DM that Geekin had sent him before he was unbanned. To sum it up, Geekin in this DM acts as if welcoming him back to the community is a gracious and kind thing to do. It's complete BS. And even worse is that he doesn't even admit to how badly he messed up. He doesn't admit that doxing, slandering, or the fact that banning him was completely wrong and unjustified. The developer naturally responds in as calm of manner as he can, which clearly shows. Now, not long after, I received the exact same DM on Twitter from Geekin. He can't even be bothered to write a legitimate statement or response, but just resorts to simple copy and paste. Like, seriously? Did you go to school on how Twitch responds to their creators? You seem to nag people quite a bit on how Brime is better than Twitch, and yet you seem to act just like them. You act like a bot. It's pathetic. Moving on to the last bit of this specific topic, Geekin posts that he has reversed several of the community bans and how he doesn't like to ban people. He claims that he doesn't support drama or controversy. He states that Brime is capable of taking criticism and constructive feedback. 1. This is again BS. They absolutely support drama and controversy, especially since he's literally the one who's been starting the drama and controversy for weeks. Like, what does he think is happening? The BS spews randomly out of nowhere? And 2, Brime certainly can't take criticism or constructive feedback based on previous actions. Anytime anyone legitimately questions your actions, instead of being a rational human, you decide to go off the handle, pull some BS, ban them, and then delete chat logs. You are anything but genuine. Now, moving on, one of the moderators over at Brime has decided to claim that I am a nightmare from Brime's past, and that I am a hater of Brime. This is a lie. To give you some backstory, this individual attacked me long ago for exposing TJ lying on multiple occasions. He would state that I was taking things out of context, and again claim that I was a Brime hater. This is false. I have never and hope to never take anything out of context. If I have ever posted anything wrong, I've corrected it and fixed it. I am capable of owning up to my mistakes, unlike the Brime leadership. Now, I've made this clear in the past that I do not hate Brime. I have always stated that I want the site to succeed, which I do and still do. The problem is that when a site like this acts in the way it does, you do not want to go out of your way to constantly tell them that they are doing a good job and that they are in the right. Reinforcing bad behavior and actions is only going to make it get worse. This is the problem with Twitch. Chunks of communities would enable them to put out these types of rules, these bad actions. The die-hard fans of Brime continue to say Brime time and continue to feed their BS. Those actions enable Brime to actively act in a poor manner, and it needs to stop. I've been posting about 3 different sites for over a year now, that being Brime, Lunar, and Glimesh. I've always given my honest opinions about these sites. There's a reason why I actively support and encourage Glimesh to keep doing what they are doing. It is because out of the 3 that I actively cover, that I actively investigate, this is the only site that is legitimately transparent with their community. The only site that has thus far acted in a professional manner when it comes to controversy. Not once did they create drama, nor did they engage in it. There is only one instance that I am aware of in which they messed up, and they immediately corrected it and made sure that it does not happen again. I cannot say the same for other sites, especially Brime. Now, in no way am I affiliated with Glimesh. They do not support me. They do not monetize me. This is my honest opinion. Glimesh is the only service that is worth using at this moment in time. In the future, my opinions might change, but for right now, I fully support them. Now, this is a message directed at Zach and Geekin, who may or may not be aware of Brime's past, but you are aware and are in control of Brime right now. Actively acting in an unprofessional manner is not getting you anywhere. The drama and controversy that you continue to make is not helping Brime. It is just digging yourself into a deeper hole. Address the issues that you directly created by doxing and slandering that developer. Address the issues that you directly created by actively sniping at Glimesh and other competing sites. Apologize for your actions. You've already dug a hole previously, and now you've managed to dig it deeper. Stop. Honestly think about what you were doing and saying. Stop creating drama. Stop creating the controversy. Blaming others for your actions isn't good. I'm not making you look bad. You are making yourselves look bad by doing all these things. All that I'm doing is covering and showing people what you are doing and why it makes you look bad. Own up to your mistakes, correct them, and move on. You claim that you want to be the best streaming service out there? Then prove it. Rise above your actions and stop making these massive mistakes. Just build the site. I've been here for a long time. I've dealt with the BS that the previous owner and some of his lackeys tried to throw on me, and they failed at every single turn. The reason they fail and continue to fail is not because I lie, but it is because I am honest, and I have always been honest. At no point have I lied in my videos. Any mistakes that I've made, I've immediately corrected without hesitation, and I've owned up to them. Do not make the mistake of thinking that banning me or even threatening me will get me to go away. The previous owner attempted that. It never worked out for him. The future image of your site is up to you. Stop sullying the image and name. Fix the mistakes and move on. Anyhow, thank you all for watching. Please be sure to keep the comments civil and respectful, even if you disagree with someone. If I have gotten anything wrong in this video, then please feel free to let me know. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, then please feel free to write in the comment section below, DM me on Twitter or Discord, or even email me. If you have a topic that you'd like for me to cover, then please let me know. Again, thank you all for watching, keep safe, and have a lovely day.